They are playing Erratic deck, everybody. I'm gonna close this. Sorry that you can hear Seadubbs. Alright. We're playing Erratic deck. I believe they're on white stake. I'm going to try and figure out if I can get this connected again. Because I guess Gabe thinks they're in. Okay. It is MLB/host. Say no. 1 second, chat. Facecam. Okay, you're gonna see a giant no signal on your screen for 1 second. Let me double check. Video Ninja. Share your camera. Start. Mute myself. I have done this. Yeah, they're not in here. Alright. Forget it. I don't think they ever remade the thing. Did Nandre seem to have done the rare skip and Seadubbs didn't? Nandre ended up with a Baron, which is... I'm not sure how many kings they have, but I think with that juggler can be very powerful, especially on white stake. No kings? Well, well, that's not ideal then. That's going to make it a little bit more tough. It is the no king rally. I do think actually not skipping is been majorly beneficial to Seadubbs, especially if there's not any kings. While Baron can be a way to absolutely win the game, Photograph is really powerful early on. And look at the econ jokers. Reserved parking, egg, both really powerful. Keep windows. Nandre's going to add 2 fancy aces. I feel like the 2 fancy aces signals to me we're probably not going to be using Baron. Because you're adding 2 more cards to the deck. You could have hexed the Baron to give you 1.5 and make, you know, just make the Baron that much better. Granted, obviously, if you had a bunch of kings, Juggler would surpass hexing a Baron. But we're so far away from that with no kings in the deck. Kind of almost a little bit of like a slap in the face to Nandre for that rare skip. I think I'd rather see a hit the road jack with this specific Erratic deck. But white stake, it's not going to be insanely complicated to get kings, but it could be a little bit tougher. Nandre is going to see that photo. Allows for kind of the switch up to the re-triggering that you want to see. Can you give a quick rundown of each player? Strengths, weaknesses, experience. Seadubbs does a lot of Nan-Inf speedruns. I would say Seadubbs' strength is the ability to play white stake, plasma deck type stuff. Nandre, very similar. I think they both expert in kind of the Nan-Inf setup of plasma white stake. I think Erratic deck, while it seems like it's going to be really similar, huge difference in the scoring cadence of plasma versus any of these other decks. So I think it is a switch up for both these players. Although white stake, again, you're allowed to make maybe unoptimal decisions in the sake of going for the big number, which I'm sure both these players have experiences doing so. Nandre last year made it to the semifinals, lost to Edzy in a 3-1. And Seadubbs still looking for his first match win in Major League Balatro. Is this a new? No, this is not the new overlay. I think we had it, but then we had to reset the server and they just started, so I panicked and switched over to this one. And I think I will try and make it more intuitive for everybody going forward on what they need to do. I think maybe things are a little too all over the place. I wish, it's just been a lot. Draw pictures for Haley tomorrow. True. All right, we're in the PvP. I'll join to or I'll unmute to get you guys voice
skip.
I did, and I'm really upset.
I would say the setup right now definitely favors Seadubbs just because of all the plus mult. The Baron again can't do anything.
Should have taken that skip. Do I sound like a troll?
Not right now.
Actually, we're gonna unmute Nandre because Seadubbs has music playing.
Interesting. Interesting read on the situation you have here. I did take the skip.
That's what I was worried about.
So we are on divergent paths already early.
I don't know if that's a bad thing.
I don't either, but it is an interesting one.
I don't hate my setup, but I just don't know what it's gonna do.
It is a little shocking they only share one Joker, but Seadubbs was able to get all those Jokers from Ante 1 with Nandre skipped. And then obviously Baron from the skip. I'm not surprised Seadubbs didn't pick up Riffraff just because it was kind of not needed. I mean, you look at what Seadubbs has.
Don't like the odds.
And there's not a huge want for Riffraff. Like, I'm not going to trade any of these for the Riffraff. Though, again, I would say going into this PvP, I lean Seadubbs ahead because of having at least a Econ Joker in Egg. Nandre can definitely get an Econ Joker and get that Econ Joker for free from Riffraff. Also, you get some Econ from just selling the Jokers that the Riffraff gives you.
I always hate seeing that score barely move.
But especially in this PvP, I don't think Nandre has anything to really surpass Seadubbs. So Seadubbs should be up a life and be up on money.
Yeah, that's a thing that could happen. That's a thing that could happen. I don't know if I want to do that yet. But it is a thing that could happen to you. Let's see.
Not that
You
close.
take this one.
I'm surprised that
Alright,
Nandre
it might be
used
the only one I win all night, Nandre.
the glass there because it was definitely not going to be enough. A flush house could have maybe been enough, but the glass on its own was not going to move the needle. This Invis Joker is definitely going to go towards photograph, I think, on Seadubbs' side. On Nandre's side, 2 Barons could be really powerful. Again, we need some kind of Baron or some kind of Kings though for it to matter. I definitely do not think Invis is bait here. I think Invis is rarely bait on a white stake. It can be. Your opponent can get really far ahead by having a bunch of utility jokers while you're wasting the econ spot. But generally speaking, you probably want it. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to get a post out for everything. I'm not always right. I'm definitely not always right. I don't think there's a perfect decision here. The double temperance is going to put Seadubbs so far ahead. It's going to be really hard here for Nandre to kind of claw back again unless there's some gifted kings somewhere. It is something that he has and he knows he has that Seadubbs doesn't. What I am actually shocked by, despite all the money, getting rid of photograph, in my opinion, on Seadubbs' side, even with limited face cards, is a huge mistake. Nandre's going to be so mad when he sees this mime. He could have had double Baron mime set up again, but with no kings. And it's like, how long can you do that for? So I think we may be in for a small crash out. I don't know if it'll be justified or not, though. The DNA too. If there was one king. There's not even one king though, so it makes it a lot harder. Oh no, and Nandre knows the temperance fool. Oh, it's been brutal so far in terms of the timing of everything. And sorry again, chat. I'm just trying to, because I was late today because I had an appointment, and then everything with the overlay still being worked on. I'm a little all over the place, so may not be as focused as I should be for this first game. I'm unsure of what Seadubbs is going to be doing with this DNA. So, Seadubbs see the Bloodstone. I think Seadubbs passed on the Bloodstone, but picked up the DNA. I'm a little confused here because if you're going to be playing into the straights, it's really hard to DNA a card. And I just don't think a blue seal would matter enough. You could definitely DNA a glass, but if you're playing straights, that card can only be played once, right? Even if you made 10 glass 10s, you can only play 1 glass 10 per straight. Yeah, maybe you take the straight, the orders for scoring while you build towards something. I think there's an argument there, but all of a sudden, despite all the money, I think Seadubbs has been making very single player oriented decisions with the Joker choices, which as we talked about, on gold stake, very valid. But I think on white stake, Nandre's already set himself up for the much bigger single hand for PvP battles, despite the huge econ difference. Yeah, I'm just unsure why Seadubbs threw away the photo. Chat, we only have a couple jacks, right? But still, we have jacks. Timers are a thing. You don't have to use the timer, though. Making wildcard makes sense. You want to make more hearts. Get some luckies in there. For Nandre, you know, building into the Bloodstone or the Mime, I think the DNA makes a little bit more sense than it did on Seadubbs' side, funny enough. Burnt Joker honestly isn't the end of the world for Nandre because you do want to level up those flushes, but the goal is going to be flush 5 or flush house eventually. And it's an expensive Joker and takes up a Joker spot that I don't think Nandre can get away from. Double Mime, get some steel in the mix with DNA. That is a path you could take, Disco. Really debating this one. You know, let's listen into the beat.
She's in terrible. Alright.
Oh. I didn't expect that one coming.
Fuck yeah.
You probably wish you had
One more for a good
photo.
luck.
Oh, mail-in rebate instead of the flush. I think Nandre may be overrating Crafty's importance.
I've never seen so many rares in a shop in my life.
You could have, you could have seen one more though, if you had just done that. If you had just done that skip at the beginning.
That's also true. There was another skip that I didn't take this time either.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything.
It was guaranteed blueprint, wasn't it? That's right.
It was a new card called Barrow Mime. It was both of them. It was juicy.
Well, I don't know how juicy you're gonna have to get here. I don't have a whole lot.
I got that.
Yeah, I don't think I have the juice for that. Let's do... that. That was exactly what I wanted to do. All right.
They're talking about my dog Juicy. Maybe. I think that was quite a bit of bloodstone hits. We will have to get Nandre to turn off the score skipping.
There's only 3 left in there, Chad. You think I'm gonna pull one?
The score skipping kind of removes from us knowing
shit,
exactly how many bloodstones hit.
I hate that.
Yeah, the panic cell for Invis questionable. Because even if we got a second times 3, we're at 27. I guess you could play straights. You could play enough to beat Nandre. But it would have had to hit something very specific. Yeah, not knowing how many bloodstones hits equal 53,000 is a disadvantage for Nandre. Like, you want to know how many hit. Oh, is that enough?
Nope, I think you got me here.
Oh. Wow, Seadubbs actually got kind of close. I don't know if it still would have been worth it or not. The invis for a singular life when you've seen so many good jokers that invis could be a part of. Because you, like, even if you decide against getting something powerful, you have to think that your opponent could. Oh! Seadubbs did get it.
That is so unfortunate that I messed up my count.
Wow, I'm sorry, because
It's fine. I'll take the money. I'll make something happen.
All right. Well, now we'll get to see. Was it better to use that invis there on a less powerful joker for 1 life, or should you have saved the invis for something big? I mean, to be fair, the flush was a lot. We have plus like 50 something mult here. It's definitely the mail-in rebate. We'll see if Nandre redeems the mail-in rebate and goes ahead and grabs it. Oh, that's true, Elijah. With the timer, we can't allow the score skipping. So we'll have to make sure Nandre has that turned off in the future. Nandre is very, very, very attached to this crafty. And it will cost him. Seadubbs taking the bean, I can justify with the steals and the money. Makes you also think that Seadubbs maybe should have picked up that mime if we're going to go for so many steal cards as a scoring possibility. That only was 5,000 points. Interesting. The Mary Andy mail and rebate combo could go crazy. Hit the road jack for some base X mult. No, not interested, I guess. Nandre's debating on whether to copy the glass, and I think you can't copy the glass until you get a sun card to turn that glass into hearts, which should be coming up in the shop. If Nandre has enough money, we have to remember Seadubbs has a lot more money due to the mail-in rebate. Another flush level is going to be big on Nandre's side. Every flush level in the beginning is almost like a bloodstone hit. I mean, with how low flushes start. The bean is getting sold for Chad, which would have been really good if either of these players kept their photograph. I am still shocked by that decision. I think the flush scaling is honestly for both. For Nandre, because I don't think Nandre is going to play flush houses or flush fives yet. They need to make a lot more fives. Very happy not to see a photo, Chadron. I mean, fair. It is really surprising at this point. Steel Choker, not terrible. Better than Crafty, which I will continue to say. Ice Cream about a ×2 for Seadubbs, a little bit less. I'm unsure what that Steel Joker's at. Alright, here we go.
Yo.
That 2 red seal is definitely something to DNA.
There's such an inappropriate joke, but I'm not gonna make it.
No, you're not. Oh gosh.
I'm not about that life.
I believe it. I believe it.
I wouldn't do that to you.
You know, 80,000 per hand, not terrible from Seadubbs. Is going to be able to play multiple of those straights. I do believe you want the red seal in the back of your hand there. Give the opportunity for the plus mult from the lucky cards to hit.
Alright. I'm gonna play this one.
Let's see what Nandre gets. Not enough. And does Andre even try here or just gets the gold value?
I don't think it's enough to beat you unless I get crazy procs. I'm gonna miss out on a trigger. 6 gold. Yeah, but I'm a 1 in 15 kind of guy.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
There was not 1 in
Got
50.
me down to
See
my
you again
final
soon.
breath.
All right. Well, what do you go with here? I mean, heck, if we're gonna keep holding on to this crafty, I think Nandre and Ecto could be in play. I could possibly turn their volume up slightly. Oh, Owen, thank you so much for the raid. I don't have a screen up to show. Well, let me see if I can get one up on the laptop. There we go. Do I have to do push-ups now? Oh, wait, someone already got them. Thank you, technicians. There has been almost no lucky procs, at least on Seadubbs' side, which we wouldn't really know on Nandre's side because we can't see the scored animation right now. How is the bloodstone count 2-0? Well, it's -1 and a real one, so. There's been a lot of interesting decisions made. Well, the photo came back around. The issue is Nandre didn't find the Chad last ante. So that photo should be much more beneficial for Seadubbs, who is now calling for a technical foul, I believe, with that with the redeem on screen. Nandre's gonna have to find. I think Nandre just needs to find glass hearts, and it could be enough. Also, missed out on the sun that we saw last ante. That is true. I don't even know if this is enough. Well, it should be enough with the photo. I think it would have to be pretty unlucky. I think Nandre did that backwards. I think you want the plus small early from the lucky cards. And since they're both face cards, you'd put them... I understand that he's putting it in the back for the photograph, but there's no plus molt before those. Oh, Seadubbs found a bloodstone. So there you go. And he sigiled hearts. Oh, well, then Nandre's in trouble. I was just focused on how many points Nandre's play was going to score. There's nothing to onk here, so it's really just a question, do you familiar? And I think it would be hard to familiar, but maybe you need to come back. You got to go for something. I don't know who I'm rooting for. They're both in my fantasy team. Well, I only have Nandre in my fantasy team. Wait, the onk isn't going to work. Oh, no. Oh, no, Nandre, no. No, he thought they were eternal. Oh, no. I've done it before. We've all done it. That was unfortunate. But we did get some money from selling the jokers. I think Nandre gave up.
You gambled.
No, I just made a
I got
mechanics error, and I didn't even want to go into the PvP.
2.3C, 2.3C. 506A, 506A, it's all good. They're not using the timer, so I'm not concerned about the scoring animation. The reason we're not replaying the first one is Nandre said it was okay, and he has to go anyway. So there's not time to. If Nandre wanted to replay the first one, I'd probably make Seadubbs replay the first one. That's an insane start to a seed, though. What the hell? I'd argue solid. So now you have the Baron in case the mine pops up, but I think more likely than not we're headed towards an idle seat. Clint, they're on different versions of multiplayer, so the seed basically gave them different jokers. That's what the desync was. Alright. So, both our players are going to have lots of econ. If they both pick up the Midas Mask. Seadubbs pick up the Midas Mask right away. This is Seadubbs' comfort zone, so a couple players were asking, scouting reports. Both these players play a ton of Nan Inf. This is a dream Nan Inf start. I mean, maybe you don't even want Baron this early or Idol, but the Midas Mask is so huge for economy. I think there is credence to... You guys hate... You're going to hate me for this. I know you're all going to hate me for this. If I was playing this game, I sell Baron for 8 ball. And I use the 8 ball to help me get to idle quicker. But the early Midas Mask is going to give them a whole lot of money. Is that a second hack? Or is that the first hack? Seadubbs going for the hack play. I think it's understandable. He's going to build towards the low cards and try and find retriggers for them. The only thing this really stops Seadubbs from doing is kind of like Photo Chad if he builds into low instead of high, now that he already found the hack. The mime is there, though. And I think Nandre really likes the mime. Oh, no, that's not mime. That's burglar. I'm so sorry. Oh, you hate me for that. That's fair. This is a really tough decision for Nandre deciding, do I build in the hack? Do I sell, even in Baron to build in the hack? Kind of like Seadubbs decided, do you open up the Spectral pack and see what the hell's in there? The thing is, if there's an Ankh in the Spectral pack, then you sell the Jokers and Ankh one of them. And I think that's what Nandre's going to do. Immolate is actually huge. And because Seadubbs didn't open the Spectral pack, didn't see the Immolate, and wasn't able to buy hack while keeping everything else. We're also going to get rid of a few cards here to thin the deck for idle. Now, do you want to get rid of 5s and 4s and queens with Midas Mask and possibly hack? No. But you do want the money. And, again, you can deck thin towards a different specific card. Thank you for the follow. Be gone. Alright, I think the queens were kept there. Nandre can now pick something up like a rocket or a to-do list or castle for the early fights in Plasma. We got a cat eating a popsicle on Seadubbs' side to keep you all entertained. It's kind of like the Subway Surfer. kinetic sand. Let's go into the mind. Oh no, he went castle. Thing is, does Nandre grab the hack instead of maybe Baron? Or even Steven? I think that's also valid. Yep, grabs the hack. See you later, Disco. Got the high-end straight for Nandre, which means we can get a few more cards gold. Maybe was looking for the extra cards for Castle, which I think is valid. Honestly, with Idol here, I wouldn't be shocked for a player to choose the Tarot Merchant. I think it's also more valid in Vanilla Balatro where glass becomes so big that, you know, grabbing a Justice card or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 is very good. And of course, the Tarot Merchant helps you get more of those Justice cards by getting Emperors, Deaths, Justices themselves, Fools from the shop. Gonna go ahead and glass the low card with that hack. I think it makes a ton of sense.
That was something, huh?
Yeah, this one's not much better.
Sadly, I think you're gonna have me for a while here. I just got nothing out of anything.
Oh, sitting here with an idol and hack, and he's got nothing. And a Midas mask. He's got tons. They both have the Hierophant, and I assume they use them on low cards.
Pretty interesting set of cards.
Yeah, I won't disagree with you on that.
I don't even think Seadubbs was joking. I don't know why Seadubbs said that, though. That's a really good hand from Seadubbs. Playing the Hierophant on the low cards was definitely a play. A really good play by Seadubbs. Kind of remembering the hack usage there.
Cool.
Okay. Okay.
And Nandre
Round.
was able to get more gold cards with his plays of kind of going a little bit of economy first there. Unfortunately, Seadubbs is just a little bit behind on the stream delay. There's Bean, an Obelisk believer. And here's the thing, chat. Obelisk, not good on white stake. Don't let Bean or anybody else tell you otherwise. Obelisk is a terrible rare for multiplayer on any stake less than orange, maybe purple. There's no point in having Obelisk. It's just going to give you headaches. Have you seen my tier list? I have not seen Bean's tier list. I was not there for that part. Thank you, Norwegian Turtle. Not the judgment in the mail and rebate. That's sick by Seadubbs. Oh my gosh. Mail and rebate is, you know, one of a few cards that's not scoring that can basically single-handedly win you the game off of a judgment like that. Sorry, I have lots of burps. I question Seadubbs on the Swashbuckler buy on Plasma deck. This is where, I mean, Seadubbs has a ton of experience on Plasma. I'm a little unsure of that play. That kind of reads as a play that you forget that you're on Plasma, to be completely honest. Because the thing here, that 12 molt is not going to do a whole lot. It's equal to 12 chips. He lost a life to blind, so I think he got worried. Valid. But then again, is it? Now, this is huge. Seadubbs has a Ouija in hand from 6th Sense. He also has a Turtle Bean. A play could come in where Seadubbs takes the bean here after selling Swash, and then Ouija's, what would that be, 13 cards? That would essentially turn a third of his deck into the same rank. I think that is a real possibility that we could see here. It is a very good play to get the idol online much earlier. And of course, if you're Seadubbs, you're just praying that it hits a 2 through 5. And we're going to see. I love this. I love this so much. And we're going to see it in the PvP round, which is the crazy part. Bean, get in here. By the way, chat, Bean's official name for Major League Balatro is Turtle Bean _ Obelisk Lover 47. Grab the reserve parking. Do we finally sell Baron for 6 cents? Exactly, Rosen. This is slander. Talk to my lawyers.
Yo.
All right, here we go.
Yo. Oh, am I ready? I definitely didn't die.
You
Nandre
died?
Nandre never
definitely
clicked
did.
ready. We'll see how long it
Oh,
takes for
no.
Nandre to realize he... Oh, there he goes.
Alrighty.
So yeah,
I'm gonna
Seadubbs
be
is about
chaotic.
2 seconds behind.
Listen, that's how I like to play.
I would probably
I've
try and get a
never
few
used
more
this
gold
in
cards out before I
my life.
use the Ouija. If I'm Seadubbs, I don't know if Seadubbs realizes that. Because he has a lot of gold cards because of Midas Mask. Oh well. They're all 4s. Oh my gosh. Seadubbs went for the lucky play and it paid off. That is brutal.
You cut out for me for a second.
No, you're good. I was just agonizing on how upset I was.
Wait, why is Seadubbs trolling? Why would he be upset?
Let's do one of these.
Okay, well that explains a lot for me. Of how I'm gonna approach this.
Okay.
Nandre's gotta approach this for money.
That means you're. I don't know why you're. Okay.
I was like, okay.
Alright, I'll see you next
soon.
round.
Oh, so Bean put Obelisk in its own tier because it's so good. Interesting, Bean. So yeah, Seadubbs is in an insane spot in this game. Now, of course, Idol still has to hit, which it has. The thing is, do you play out the rounds to try and get better? Or do you skip with that Idol in the right spot and hack? I guess you could check how many 4 spades you have. You have 1, 2, 3. Nandre does have $71. And a red seal jack. You know, the thing is, Seadubbs is now way ahead on deck manipulation, but it's not over by any means. There's still time for Nandre to deck manipulate. The Arcana skip is not terrible. No, it is not. And you could definitely glass one of those 4s. Oh, a single high card with the advanced castle wins for Nandre. So Nandre not really have to worry about points in any of the blinds. Yeah, exactly. The hack idol on its own without any levels up is not insane for plasma. It's still very good. It's not unbeatable. Every suit changer but the world. Yeah, a little unfortunate for Seadubbs. Nandre really wants to keep that that obelisk. Oh, golden ticket is huge if Nandre can get Sock or Dusk or Chad. Again, we have to start turning this money into actual deck manipulation if we're Nandre, but that is a really good get. Indeed, rest in peace, Obelisk. We're at $62 again, just like that. Alright, 2 Arcana packs. A glass card, interesting. No more hack for Nandre, so maybe you want to try and glass that Red Seal Jack eventually. Well, not maybe. I think you definitely want to do exactly that. Does Nandre need to start glassing now? Yes. I think so. I think I would have maybe glassed a face card. Hack again. This stand-up comedian doesn't know how to take no for an answer. This is the only match today. So Nandre's had a tough decision here. Do we get something that can retrigger? Do you give up on the Baron dream?
Okay.
No.
Yo. How you feeling?
Like, this is gonna be interesting.
Okay. I like interesting.
Yeah, Nandre does love a Baron. He's also, his favorite card in the game is Mime, so.
Bummer.
No spades so far for Seadubbs.
Let's do one of these first.
That is a lot of kings, but the thing is no levels on the high card. Well, level 3 high card.
Okay, the game hates me.
Do you get a 7 of hearts? Gets to start with a ×2 with the glass.
Wow.
I just don't know if there's enough there. Seadubbs, meanwhile, got one of the 4 of spades and a glass. So Nandre here is going to go for the chip play and the econ play.
Okay. Ship it.
Curious to see what Seadubbs scores here. A few 100,000. Again, plasma makes that
That's all I got, sadly.
a little bit bigger. I believe without
Okay, see the next one.
plasma is about 100K. What did we get idle on this time? King of spades for Seadubbs, so no idle hit there. No, Nandre still only has 1 life. Invis Joker. There is time for it to hit for Nandre, so if we get a good idle hit, there's a possibility. Nandre should be able to get quite a bit of cash again because of the golden ticket. Up to, once again, $70. I mean, the golden ticket is causing a huge econ disparity. That's why it's not over in... Sorry for being away from the mic. It's not over until we get to the PvP. The bean. The rebate gets skipped. I've not been really focusing on Seadubbs side. I believe continuing to lucky and build into those 4s. But excuse me. We kind of know Seadubbs' top end score right now, which is probably in the millions if we get that idle hit. The more interesting play here is, what is Nandre going to do? I think if you're Nandre, you're really just looking for whatever retrigger you can get to then pop the invis. You have to do so before this PvP. Not great tarot cards. A death is good. Nandre's going for the full mult, which I think we have to at this point. So we got idol and 10 of hearts, which means Nandre's probably gonna have to copy that 10 with the death and the lovers. And Nandre will also get the kind of Baron buff from having that bean in hand.
How you cooking?
Yo, we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
This is probably Seadubbs' best hand. He could probably do that a couple more times. It's not a ton. I think Nandre actually has this PvP rather easily.
That's fine.
May actually not even need the idol. He does making a lot of grunty noises, considering what he should do. I think there's an argument to... Oh, wow. Okay, I was going to say maybe playing that the two
Okay.
kings in front of it, the holographic,
Somebody found some glass.
and the other one, the flush house. But the double idol, very
Ah,
helpful.
Maybe.
I don't know if Invis will hit idol because Nandre had a different set of jokers than Seadubbs. So if Invis doesn't hit idol for Seadubbs, that's
Gonna play that.
not ideal.
All right, I'll catch you in the next one.
Sounds good.
Well, Seadubbs, actually, I think, sells into Invising hack or idol, right? I actually thought that was a good time to sell everything because getting that gift card is nice to have. Baron did clutch up. That's 2 red seal 10s in those standard packs that Nandre could get and turn into jacks. Nandre has quite a few jacks and kings right now. He's going to see another one. I mean, Nandre doesn't really need the hack if he gets idle hits on things with the red seals. Matt, ideally, when we have the overlay working, maybe even tomorrow, you will be seeing their feeds. We need them to use their OBS virtual camera. Hello, Yamashito. I think this wins for Nandre. He gets plenty of molt, and then the Baron should take care of the rest. But maybe there's a little bit of doubt there. We're seeing their feet, huh? Do we get an idle hit for Seadubbs? No idle hit for Seadubbs. The idle on Jack of Hearts is not ideal for Nandre either. If you found a Sun card, though, with all the Red Seal Jacks, it'd be a very easy choice to skip. Banana. Another Red Seal Jack. There's been so many Red Seal 10 and Jacks. That has really made the hack not as good as it could have been. And Seadubbs just judgmented a Dusk, which might be GG. If Seadubbs can get that idol on the right card. Insane. Insane plays. Yeah, Holy Cannoli is right. The amount of times that these two have gone every suit changer except for the suit changer they need for the idol. If I had a nickel for every time, tonight I'd have 2 nickels. Which is not a lot of nickels, but it's weird that it's happened twice. Or whatever the hell the joke is. Getting rid of aces makes sense for Nandre. Nandre's actually done a really good job. I got it perfect, Rosen. A decent job with the deck manipulation. Oh, wait. He's lucking. Oh, will Nandre use that judgment? Probably not. There's probably not a reason to. So, no Dusk for Nandre. Unless, I guess, the bean goes out. No, we need 2 judgments, Lee, I believe. I hit the mic. Major League Balatro by Coca-Cola. If Coca-Cola wants to sponsor Major League Balatro, we can do a deal. Nandre really needs the face cards to give the plus mult at the start to make the Baron a little bit better. Which now I think Nandre should be fine. All right. We're back. I know my camera's not working.
I'm hoping that Auntie treated you a little better than it did me.
Yeah, but I definitely
Still no idle hit for Seadubbs. Brutal. Just absolutely brutal on Seadubbs' part.
Y'all are good. Go for it. He's back. All right. At least that's the word on the street there, Nandre.
I don't know why my camera's not working.
Okay,
It's
okay.
so weird, but whatever.
All right. All right.
Let's do that then.
Nandre at minus $14 with the credit card? Yeah, it's It's a little brutal.
Though to be honest, I don't think it's gonna change anything.
Yeah, I actually think one interesting point here was smiley face mattering for Nandre. Because it was giving him a lot of plus mult in the beginning for Baron to play off of.
Bummer. Yeah, you had an unlucky idle hit then, didn't you?
No, I had a lucky one, and I thought I was on the PvP blind, and I went into it.
Oh no! I just couldn't. I did. I don't know if you're able to view my deck. I did my first ever Ouija.
Oh yeah.
With a turtle bean, so I had like 17 fours.
I grabbed the bean too. You went the hack route? I didn't go the hack. I went back into it, and I don't know, I should have just done it when I had the item.
Again, the hack thing was just a lucky thing, because I Ouija'd and got fours. So I ended up keeping the hack because of it. So, a little bit of a lucky one.
They do have one more game to play.
Oh, you hit fours off of it.
I hit off of the Ouija, yeah. I was like, we have a 1 in 4 chance of hitting a hat card. Might as well try it. And we got the fours. So that was the only reason why I was scoring, because I could play 5 of a kinds with my family. That was the only reason why I was scoring so much so quick.
Well, Seadubbs' first win.
Okay, we got
in the match con. I am so sorry that this stream has been so scuffed.
The gameplay just flips back.
I think it just flips back, yeah. So you get to pick. Well, I pick deck, you pick stake. Is that how it works?
You get to pick whatever you want first, and then I get the other one.
Well, I'm just gonna pick white stake then.
All right. Well, we're just gonna run it back.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's do it.
Alright. Sorry, chat. Just pulling that off real quick.
Oh, that's so...
Plasma deck, white stake. Yeah, Nandre did have an idle hit, and maybe should have skipped. But I understand what Nandre is doing by having Baron still there. I actually think, again, Smiley was just doing a little bit more than we would have thought. I hate that when restream goes down, it makes a whole new YouTube live stream, unfortunately. So, just fixing that really quick. I also don't know why my stream elements is not working. But we'll deal with that another time. Do any of the MLBers ever go gold stake black deck? You don't get to choose both elements in the game. So we've seen it once or twice, but not too many. It's pretty rare. And no one's done it in the playoffs, at least thus far. Seadubbs going full chip build, which you're often going to see on the plasma deck early. Maybe even a Hierophant here, or an early Justice into a Queen to start building into a glass card very early. I think he's a very valid play, and is the one that Nandre's going to choose here. Now, the question here is, Nandre sell the Cloud9 to afford Ice Cream, or Do you punt on the ice cream knowing it's gonna hurt you in the PvPs early on with the chips? Or even punt Crafty Joker? Think you take Gold Seal 10? Maybe. Nandre give up Crafty Joker? That's true. The Nandre is very loyal to the Crafty. '07 to the Cloud9. Kind of surprised that Seadubbs didn't get it. Where did the business card come in for Seadubbs? First shop? Oh, interesting. Nandre turning everything into hearts, which is valid. Although with the limited econ, you could argue going the devil for the gold card could also make sense, but a devil now in hand. Looking for the flush. Though basically anything right now wins. Interesting to not see the devil used before that hand was played to get the extra $3. Has anyone done red steak specifically? I don't think anyone has ever done red steak. I feel like Seadubbs probably has the first PvP in a good spot, especially getting that scholar.
I am not upset.
It's going to be a big flush for Seadubbs here. And some decent money, too.
Those are really bad draws.
Almost with you.
Can Nandre get a second flush? Just missed it. Otherwise, I think Nandre would have had it, actually. Oh, no, he does have a second flush. Oh, oh, wait. Seadubbs' card art throws me for a loop sometimes. I thought the 10 was a spade. Never mind.
Sounds good. I'll see you in the next one.
See?
All right. So where does Nandre go from here? Do we hang and try and build towards a specific card? Seadubbs bought the bigger pack first, which enabled him to get a Hermit earlier. That's just kind of complete RNG that gave Seadubbs more money. Nothing you can really do about that. There's arguments to open either one first. The Oops All Sixes is going to be massive for Seadubbs with the business card. That's a lot of money that this is going to turn into. The score is Seadubbs is up 2 games to none. The YouTube stream should be back up, Audrey. It's unfortunately a different link though. Yeah, I mean this econ is out of control for Seadubbs. The oops and business card are one thing, but again, he got the good timing on the hermit, which turned into a second good timing on another hermit. Just really good RNG on that side of things. Seadubbs Ouija again. That did not pay off. That one I think was Seadubbs doing a heat check, seeing how lucky Seadubbs could get, and completely whiffed on the Ouija. And I was going to have one less hand size and a bunch of cards that you don't really want. Yeah, that was a fadeaway contested 3 at the buzzer from a, it just not good. Not good for Seadubbs. I don't want to say it's going to throw away the lead he has currently, but it certainly makes it a lot closer. They are on White Stake Plasma deck. You can see the little white stake next to the scoring symbols if you ever need to check. I like this decision by Nandre to go for the oops. I really do. Already has a couple lucky cards. Can help with econ in that way. And then obviously if you see the Bloodstone later, it's very important to have that oops. Now the downside to oops in vanilla is the glass cards. It's something you don't have to worry about in ranked play that makes oops all sixes, in my opinion, like one of the best, if not the best, utility jokers. In vanilla, there is a downside, and again, that downside is the glass cards. You can't see it when they're not scoring. I think Nandre is debating here on making some stars for the rough gem or just getting the $16 here. Yes, glass is banned in traditional ranked multiplayer that they play on the Discord server, and you just don't see glass cards. So oops, breaking a glass card is not nearly as big of a consideration. Why is everything banned on ranked? Because they don't want to have fun. Ranked multiplayer is for the players to have a very competitive environment. It's not meant to be entertaining for the viewer or entertaining to play. You can argue that being more competitive is more entertaining, but the only thing they have in mind is making it as competitive as possible. And it's kind of its own game. It's not necessarily Balatro. Oh, unmute. My apologies. Let's hear what the competitors are talking about. If this glass breaks for Seadubbs, it's going to be brutal. With it being on a red seal.
That's better than what I can do.
I think that's all I got, though.
The Space Sugar going crazy with the 2 and 4. This glass should not break on Nandre's side of things. Wait, did Nandre use a glass already? I'm a little confused by that. Nandre must have played a glass prior. Or Seadubbs played one prior and it already broke.
That's fair. I know how that feels right now. I don't have much for you.
Seadubbs has a lot of money. That's one thing he did have. The money is kind of dispersed. And Nandre's now in a better spot financially. See if he can shift the game around. Now, Seadubbs did find a photograph with all that money. That is a card you really, if you're gonna have an economic advantage for one anti and C cards your opponent doesn't, photo is up there in terms of cards you're gonna want to find. I would say photo, blueprint, brainstorm, idol, ancient, bloodstone, and then any retriggering jokers are all ones that could really change the course of the game. So Seadubbs trading the economy for scoring after finding that thing. Or finding a certain joker in an ante that his opponent was not going to be able to get to with their economic position. But now it's flipped. Nandre should be able to find plenty of jokers and cards in general that Seadubbs is not going to see in the shop by having any kind of econ. First of all, I think Nandre has more lucky cards, which should translate into money with the oops and that delayed gratification. Did Nandre just say I'm not doing Baron? He had to. He had to. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I don't want to play with the Baron either. Chat is off screen now. Yes, Atlas. For some reason, when my computer crashed, when I started back up, the chat is not working, but it's fine. I think at this point in the game, Seadubbs is in a slightly better spot, just because, you know, Nandre's hoping to see good jokers. Seadubbs actually already has a couple good ones, if that makes sense. The arrowhead could be solid for Nandre. It's hard to sell that egg, though. He's going to see what's in the pack. I think that's a good move to do first. Once again, Seadubbs just getting the really sick timings on the Fools and the Hermits. The queue is shared for Taros among a few things with the shop. And so sometimes you can just get very lucky. And I think Seadubbs has just somehow parlayed every Hermit into at least one Fool with another Hermit. And again, because of the way they opened the packs in Ante 2, it led to a legitimate $60 difference between the two players. And again, I think we just saw it happen again in terms of the way Seadubbs opened packs. The Midas mask for the money, but on 2 lives, I don't think Nandre's thinking about that one too much. Got a nice gold king. The Chad is good, and Nandre is very lucky that Seadubbs did not see that Chad with the photo. I think this could be enough chips to pass up the mult Seadubbs has in this round. We'll see.
Hey. Got anything good?
I got some.
Oh,
Interesting
Seadubbs did find the
stuff,
chat.
that's for
I completely missed that. I'm kind of. I forgot that Seadubbs got the lucky fool into another hermit.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe a flush house here from Nandre. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna see.
Now I'm gonna sound like a butthole.
Well, I guess unfortunately for Seadubbs, there's not a lot of
I'm going to ship.
face
This
cards.
is all I got. I'm gonna ship this now.
Will the glass break?
Yeah, that might be all she wrote there, Nandre. Yeah, I'm definitely not beating that.
The chips prevail here.
We'll catch up soon.
Yes, sir.
Although, again, Nandre is going to have to make that shift to molt at some point. It can become a little bit easier for Nandre if that shift to molt comes via the way of a photograph of his own, because he does have a lot more face cards remaining. Seadubbs is still building into those sixes. I think Seadubbs is kind of forced to due to the Ouija that they had earlier, but it's rendering Photo Chad a little useless. And I don't think the sixes on their own without an Idol, Bloodstone, or Ancient is going to be nearly enough to compete with the chips. And if Seadubbs finds that, at this point, Nandre is making about the same amount of money, I think Nandre will also see it. Although, Seadubbs still has the oops, which should lead to a little bit more cash. I would be taking 8-ball, but that's just me, chat. You know your boy. Your boy's always taking it. You got Chad and Oops. Every single 8 is essentially 1.5 tarot cards. It's insane. I think Seadubbs is trying to go for full houses with jacks and sixes, but it's just a little difficult to make really matter. Nandre's addicted to the mime, and does he mime? He's going to death into another spade face card. Again, kind of going for the chip. Well, not kind of. Wholeheartedly going for the chip scoring on the plasma deck for this moment. Yeah, the Ouija early on has really handcuffed Seadubbs, and it's maybe a little bit of a sunk cost fallacy at this point where Seadubbs should just move on and with a photo chat build in the face cards, but we'll see. The glass here can be big, but instead Nandre's going to choose to build more spades. I don't think Nandre's going all in for the entire for all lives on chips, but definitely for now.
How are we feeling?
Worse.
Worse?
I found nothing there.
Oh no.
Interesting to not go with the chips instead of the glass as the thing to Chad. Rip glass. Did Seadubbs' glass break? It did. I'm surprised Seadubbs did not do the foil for the Chad
Getting
here.
money either. That's my struggle. I'm managing money very poorly this round.
Yeah, losing the 10, that's
Money is
huge, because that 10 for Seadubbs could have become a Jack
I'm
Red
more
Seal
into
with the photo.
trade-based economies.
Well, I didn't get my draw. I got 11 cards left in my deck and I didn't get my draw. That's terrible.
You have 11 cards left?
In my deck, yeah. Well, I mean,
Oh, I was like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
have to get rid of so much.
you didn't see all the 5 immolates?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't come anywhere near that, sadly. Oh, what? I promise I wasn't trolling.
Seadubbs accidental BM because Seadubbs this whole time has not realized how powerful photo chat is. And there you go. That's
It scored that much.
why is Seadubbs holding the oops for the glass. It's a good question. If Seadubbs puts a red seal on this Jack, it may be Kearns for Nandre unless Nandre were to find and Seadubbs is gonna run into a Pareidolia to turn the 6s into face cards, which is huge. The reason Seadubbs is holding the oops though with the glasses, oops is money. Oops doubles the money from all your lucky cards. Man, Seadubbs really loves the bean, which is understandable. But I feel like I'd probably throw away the bean at this point and just keep the oops. You know, if we kept the oops this long, I feel like you keep the oops going forward. But, you know, I'm not the one playing. There's the 8-ball again. Flush house level for Nandre is a little helpful. Yeah, Nandre's gonna definitely need glass and something like a photograph or some kind of scoring here. We get a preview of what Seadubbs' score looks like. 356,000, but that's with no glass. That's just with the photo chat on the 5 of a kind. Seadubbs making, or Nandre making money with the reserved parking. Was there 6 cents there? The 6 cents is comical. Again, another thing you could you could have dropped the bean for. I think Nandre needs to glass at this position. Is Nandre going to reroll one more time and see what's in there? He does not enough to really pivot to anything specific, maybe? There have been a lot of beans this game. It is like a chili cook-off. There we go. Let's see what happens.
I got some stuff.
I haven't decided what I want to do here.
I got a few cards.
I have too many cards.
I'm curious to see what Nandre's glass play here does. I am surprised he isn't waiting for a flush house maybe to do this, but yeah, it wasn't that much more. The glass didn't make a huge difference.
I still didn't get what I wanted.
I can't catch that, so it's GG's.
Wow.
Where'd you find a
photo? Deep re-rolling in what? I think our third or fourth round. It was two rounds ago, right before our last PvP.
Was it before last
PvP? I said I won't be
No,
able to
photo
beat
was
you.
way long ago. Seadubbs is misremembering.
The reason why I was saying that is because I
That was very bad luck on Nandre's side for that one.
And I was stuck with a bunch of 6s, and so I was playing 5 of a kind 6s the entire time.